Pop and Cub. Pop and Cub made their first appearance in Havin' a Ball. In this episode, their dynamic is reversed, as Pop is the one who gets hurt for the vast majority of the episode. He also dies in this one, whereas most of the later episodes have only Cub die. This is the first design of Pop. He was a simple bear who didn't have a bathrobe. Just a smoking pipe and a hat. This is Pop's second concept design, but this time he's seen next to a baby bear who is his son. Both are given prototype names. Pop's name was initially supposed to be Poppy, whereas Cub was supposed to be named Fuzzy. Pop and Cub's second appearance, Chip off the old block, does a better job at telling us who Pop and Cub are. Pop is a terrible parent who accidentally or negligently hurts his son. However, in the storyboards of this episode, Pop was supposed to be aware of his son's death and intentionally dispose of the corpse by setting it on fire. Obviously, the creators thought this was too morbid, so they scrapped the ending. However, this wasn't the only time the crew made Pop unusually violent in the storyboards, but later scrapped it due to second thoughts, as in Season 2's first episode, Happy Trails Part 2, Flippy was actually supposed to be substitute for Pop's role in the storyboards. Pop would have participated in burying Flaky. Pop would have also appeared without Cub. The creators found both of these to be weird, so they replaced Pop with Flippy in the final episode. As previously stated, Pop is a horrible father. There's too many examples to list, but the most notable cases are getting Cub stuck in a sink, breaking his spine to get him out, tying a rope around his neck, killing him with a shovel to exorcise a demon, hammering a nail stuck in his head to hide it, and the list goes on. Pop cares about Cub and loves him dearly, but he legit gives the Stotches a run for their money. Pop and Cub have been around since the 5th episode. Since then, they actually have a lot of screen time in the show. For reference, they had 50+ appearances, which is much more than many fan favorites like Nutty, Handy, or Flippy. Also, as a fun piece of trivia, the crew have gone on record to state Pop and Cub as their favorite characters. In 2023, Pop and Cub star in the then new short, Too Much Screen Time, where they star in an advertisement for the DLC of The Crack Pet Show. Pop actually has one of the higher survival rates in the show, as, unlike most main characters on this show, he is generally lucky enough to survive many of the appearances he makes. Cub isn't as lucky, however. He usually perishes in most episodes he's in. Usually because of his father's incompetence. However, starting with Cubtron Z in Season 4, the reverse began happening. Pop is the one who meets his doom while Cub lives. Pop and Cub hardly interact with other main characters, but they have been with Disco Bear and Lumpy on several occasions. Other characters they often interact with include Mole, Handy, Petunia, and Sniffles. Pop doesn't have much positive interactions with other characters. He's been on good or neutral terms with Lumpy, Disco, Mole, and Handy. However, he has butt heads with Sniffles, Nutty, Splendid, and Mime. Pop used to have a wife, but she's confirmed to have passed away. Lastly, Pop loves to go bowling. If you enjoyed this character review, feel free to suggest other characters you'd like me to review next. Don't forget to subscribe. Leaving a like really helps.